Hi, my name is Kayla Nelson. I am the CEO of True North Home Care, and this video is for CNAs or caregivers or people who want to go into caregiving or anyone who's actually just curious about True North, what the job entails, and what it's like to work with me at True North Home Care. So a little bit of background, I am a registered nurse. I started in the nursing field as a CNA, and then I became an LPN, and then I became an RN, and then I was director of nursing. Then I did hospice, I did home health, I did skilled nursing, I did assisted living, I did some memory care, and then I found my way into this home care world. And what I have found is home care allows us to offer creativity and one-on-one care that you really can't get anywhere else. Home care is for the people who want to spend their time bringing value to clients. So if you are that kick-ass CNA who can take care of 25 people and your bed changes are like this and you can get someone on and off the toilet in like 5 seconds and you can Hoyer everyone and everyone's on time for breakfast and all that stuff, that's awesome. But you would probably, you might find home care to be quite different. I mean, it is quite different. Home care caregivers and CNAs, they spend a lot of time sitting, which makes sense because if you're in your house, you might spend, even at my own house, I might spend an hour cleaning, but then what? I mean, most people's homes are not that dirty that we need to spend 8 hours cleaning or, 6 hours cleaning. So some of your shift will be spent, doing chores or doing cares. You might have a Hoyer lift client, for example, that you need to do their morning routine, getting them cleaned up, getting them dressed, getting them into the Hoyer, Hoyering them to a chair, maybe Hoyering them to a recliner or a wheelchair, whatever that might be, and then making them breakfast, whatever that routine is. So there are times, that's why we're there. There are times that you're doing those hands-on caregiving activities. But then there's other times where it's freedom. You're not really being told specifically what to do. So you have a care plan, you might have assignments to do on that, but they're not timed necessarily. A lot of people don't have this rigid routine at home. Some people do, but it's not very common to have a rigid routine. So that means that in order to excel at True North, you have to be creative and passionate and actually want to bring value to your clients. What does that mean? That means playing cards with them, doing a scrapbook with them, helping them write letters, helping them with an iPad, or like helping them call their family. Those kind of activities that you might be that person that can help them bring value, make them happy. It's not just about keeping people safe. It's about keeping people safe and happy. It's about quality of life, not quantity of life. We can't make anyone necessarily live longer. We all have a limited number of days on this earth. Our goal is to make sure that while they're home, they're safe and they're happy. And we can't control other people's happiness, but we sure can bring value that can make them that can potentially make them happier. Especially for people who suffer from isolation or loneliness or depression, having someone who engages with them, who wants to actually visit with them, who wants to do activities with them, that can be life-changing. The reason I say all this is I have definitely noticed a pattern of people who come into caregiving, and it is either they are bored out of their mind or they are like this for their whole shift. Huh? Okay. And it can be hard because if your client isn't, most of the time, your clients aren't going to ask you to do something. They might not even know what needs to get done. They might feel like they're bothering you. So really, for good caregivers, you need to not be obsessed with this. This is a tool you can use if in emergencies, or if you want to show a client an appropriate video or help them Google something that they're curious about. Of course, that's all good reasons to use your phone, clocking in and out, all of that. But I get nervous when I see people on their phones at work because there's just a lot of risk, and that's not what families are paying for. Families are paying us to provide quality care. that doesn't just mean making sure they don't fall and get hurt. That doesn't mean just checking off the boxes of the care plan. That means building a relationship so that the client trusts us, and more importantly, you actually enjoy your job. I don't think anyone wants to just sit in one spot for 8 hours and not do anything of value. I don't think that's why you got into caregiving. If it is, then I would say you won't make it very long at True North Home Care. When we get those calls that, someone was on their phone, we do follow up with that. And a lot of those people aren't with us anymore, because when someone is paying $30 or more an hour for care, or even if they're not paying for it, even if they have government assistance helping pay for it, whatever the case, it's not fair. Frankly, as a business owner, I don't want to pay someone to sit there and do nothing, especially not for $15, $16, $17 an hour. Now, I can get a job at Taco Bell or Walmart for at least $15 an hour, but it's going to be a lot of work, like manual work. I'm going to be on my feet the whole time. I'm going to have to engage with people the whole time. I'm not going to be able to be on my phone. So I think if you're considering a career in caregiving in home care or CNA, home care, CNA, I would say do a little bit of self-evaluation and see if you actually have the willpower and the drive to keep yourself busy in ways that bring value to clients. I have some amazing staff that do that, and I hear about it. The clients will call me and say, this caregiver cleaned my entire back bedroom. Well, that's not what we asked them. We didn't ask them to do that, but they knew that it was something that was bothering the client, so they did it, or someone did floral arrangements for their client. They had a bunch of flowers they had gotten, and some of them were dying, so they simply just cut out the dead ones and put them together in a new vase, and it was a whole new floral arrangement. We have people who will go shopping or go to the movies or go get their nails done. There's lots of really fun ways that you can engage your clients and bring value to them and make them have a really good quality of life. Now, if this sounds like that is too much work, I just want to sit there, or I want to sleep on my shift, I work a daytime job and then I want to get an overnight shift job and sleep, or that just sounds like that's just too much, that's not what I think home care is, that's okay. I would just say don't apply with us, because that is our expectation, and that's really a minimum standard for us. When we reach that, we're just going to raise the standard. So if you feel like you would have to push yourself to make it to that standard, I would just save yourself the time. I don't mean that as anything against you. I just think maybe it's not a good fit. We are very specific in what we want. We want to bring happiness and safety to clients in their homes, wherever they call home. And we're willing to pay more because we expect more. If we wanted to lower our expectations, we would also lower what we pay. So when you see a job posting for True North and you see the pay is maybe higher than some of the other places you've seen, know that that comes with more responsibility. That comes with an expectation that you are going to be not just a babysitter, you are that person's caregiver. You coordinate that person's care. Not only do you follow a care plan, but you make them feel good and they trust you and they feel safe with you. And if that's not what you're looking for, I would just say maybe go into some other field, or maybe go work in an area of nursing where you're going to be a lot busier, where you can just go from one client to the next. Maybe that would be better. For me, this is what I would like to do. When I was a hospice nurse, that was my favorite kind of nursing, because I never had to be with more than one client at a time. When I was with a client, they were the only important thing at the moment, and that meant so much to me. I could really take my time and I could build relationships, and I did. And to be honest, it really sucked. It sucked when people passed away, because I did build those relationships, but I also went to sleep every night knowing that I made a difference and that I brought value to their lives. So if this is something that you are interested in, please give us a call or apply online. We would love to do a phone screen and maybe potentially talk about setting up an interview. Thank you and have a great day.